I was a kid, me and my friends decided to have a seance. And to this day, that night still haunts us. Stick around and I'll tell you the true story of what happened to us during the seance. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kim Rodriguez, and I am the co host of Skeptic Psychic. Skeptic Psychic is a podcast where we discuss all things paranormal, from ghosts to psychics to cryptids, aliens, and even conspiracies. Make sure you check us out. Link in the description. Now, back to that night. I was about 10 years old, maybe 11. And my best friend, may she rest in peace, and my friend Danita decided that we were going to have a seance. Seemed like a fun idea. I mean, it was October, almost Halloween. We were bored. So we decided we were going to contact the ghost of a friend of Danita's who passed away. We lit the candle, turned out the lights, sat around it, and held hands. My best friend, who claimed that she was psychic, said that she was going to be the vessel or the guide for the information through this seance. So we sat, we thought, we called upon the spirit of this girl who passed. As we were there, the candle started to flicker. Mind you, there was no air, there was no fan. For the candle to be flickering this much, yeah, it was pretty freaky already. So then we start asking questions like, who killed you? How did you die? Where is your body? You know, your basic questions that you ask in a seance, especially when it's a missing person case. So as we're asking the questions, my best friend is calling out the answers that come to her. After a few minutes, the spirit tells us that it needs to go. And so we say goodbye, and then we're there wondering who to contact next. As we're joking around, thinking of who to contact, going back and forth between Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Jim Morrison, the candle starts flickering crazy. It's like going between us. And my friend Anita is like, turn off the light, blow out the candle. And we're like, why? What's going on? And she's like, just do it. Turn out the light and blow out the candle. So we complied. We didn't close anything, but we did that. So we ask her, what's wrong? What happened? And she starts telling us that she felt a chill down her spine, like something sitting right behind her and not something nice. So we just kind of like shiver and shake it off. A few days later, I'm watching the news. And on the news, they're talking about that they found the body of my friend Danita's friend who passed away. Interesting enough, a lot of what we picked up that night, yeah, the police, I'm sorry, the newscasters, kind of touched on this, and a lot of it came out accurate. So I called my best friend. I'm like, "Are you watching the news?" And she's like, "Yes." I was like, "Did you just see the last story?" And she's like, "Yes." So I'm like, "How did you know?" And she's like, "I told you, I'm psychic." Some other weird incidences happened after this. So I'm wondering if we happened to kind of let something in when we did this seance. For starters, my best friend claims that things started flying around her house where we had the seance. And she started hearing voices and seeing shadows. And, you know, at one point she claims that a knife that was in the strainer from when she was washing dishes went flying across the room and hit the wall. Now, I wasn't there to see this, so I can't vouch for this, but I had my own experiences. Um, it started with a very weird dream I had one night involving the angel of death, Grim Reaper, whatever you want to claim it. That in itself freaked me out. A few nights later, I saw a shadow person come to my door, and thinking it was my mom and asking if it was time to get up, the shadow person nodded. So I get up, and the whole house is black. So I go to the kitchen confused because I'm like, I thought my mom just told me it was time to get up. Where is everybody? Get to the kitchen, pitch black, my mom's not there. I look at the clock, 3:22 a.m. Isn't that known as the witching hour? Well, I know it starts at 3 a.m., but if I'm not mistaken, I think it goes all the way from like 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Another night, I'm sitting in bed, can't sleep, terrified for some reason. My lights are on because I'm so scared to go to sleep. I look at the foot of my bed, and there's an indentation, kind of like this, of it looks like somebody's sitting on the edge of my bed. I'm like freaking out. But then I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. This has got to be my imagination. There's nothing there. So I decide that I'm going to get up and turn on my radio to kind of calm my nerves and get this thought out of my mind. I step away from my bed, and let me back up just a little and describe the scene for you. My bed is here, my dresser is here. So when I stepped away from my bed, my jewelry box tumbles off my dresser. I am really freaking out now. I am praying, please protect me. Please get whatever is out of my room or whatever is in my room out. And at that point, the phone rings. Again, this is around 3 a.m. It turns out it's a family friend calling from Florida. Mind you, if it's 3 a.m. here in Texas, Central Time, that means Florida would have been 4 a.m. My brother answers the phone, and the family friend is like, I just want to make sure that y'all are okay and just checking in on y'all. Interesting that he had a feeling that he needed to check on us at that time. So we sat and talked to him for about an hour, and then I was able to go to bed with, whatever was there had moved on. Let's fast forward to the last thing, which was my birthday. This is the last thing I remember happening. I had my best friend over again for my birthday. We were sitting up talking. And again, here's my bed. And right next to it, right here, was the window. So we had just finished eating dinner. I'm laying on the bed. My foot is up on my window. And we're just chatting, girl talk, having a good time. And my mom comes in and she's like, hey, take your plates to the kitchen. I need to wash dishes. So I get off the bed. I take a couple of steps away, I'm about the same place I was when the jewelry box tumbled off a few nights before. I get about to that same spot and my window shatters. Nothing came flying through, but my mom and my stepdad came running in and they're like, "What happened?" So I explained to them what happened. And first thing my stepdad does is call 911. The cops come out, they investigate. Again, nothing came through, flying through the window. They look around outside. There's nothing outside that could have caused this window to shatter. They really have no explanation. They're like, well, it could have been kids playing a prank, but we can't really say for sure because there's no evidence. So they were even kind of confused about what happened. So, were these incidences connected to the seance that we had at my friend's house? Was this a child's active imagination? Let me know in the comments what you think happened. And make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends so that this channel can grow. Take care and have sweet dreams. Bye.